Welcome back to Go With Us, and this is everything you really need to know this week in Pokemon Go from February 16th all the way until the 23rd. Let's get straight into our calendar, and first and foremost, we're just going to touch on our Research Breakthrough Box. This is going to be happening all the way until the end of this season, and there's only 2 weeks left. So once you collect your 7th day stamp, you will be rewarded a Research Breakthrough Box along with some other rewards. The reward Pokemon, though, are going to be Lapras at 100% CP of 1131. Galarian Mr. Mime is going to be in there at 886 CP. Snorlax will be in there at 1382 CP. Dreepy's in there at 328. Honedge will be in there at 595. Bear in mind, Honedge cannot be shiny, but the shiny will be released during the Kalos tour. And Sinistea can also be in there at 100% IV at 488 CP. Bear in mind that that can be the antique form Sinistea. If you want to check if it is the antique form, just check the silhouette and how much candy it will take to evolve that Pokemon. If it takes 400, you know you do have the antique form. If it's only going to cost 50, you only have the phony form, and you can appraise this Pokemon as well to get that information from your team leader. Up next, we have our 5-star raids going down this week, and going out of rotation on the 16th is going to be Dialga and Palkia. Try and get some candy from this Pokemon for the origin forms that will be coming during the Road to Kalos tour. But coming in on the 16th, and we haven't seen him in a while, is going to be Solgaleo, coming from the 16th all the way until the 21st. Solgaleo is a Psychic and Steel legendary Pokemon originally coming from the Alola region. But how good is Solgaleo in Pokemon Go right now? Well, let's have a look at its base stats. It has a max CP of 4570, an attack of 255, which is pretty good, defense of 191, but a stamina of 264, which is actually very, very impressive. How that translates as a raid attacker, for example, in the Psychic type category, it's a little bit lackluster because it only has access to Psychic Fangs, so it's actually not even in the top 50 as a Psychic type attacker, which is to me very, very surprising. But let's have a look at the Steel type, and you can see it's not even that much better. It's only ranked 64th because it does have Iron Head, but Zen Headbutt with Iron Head obviously is not a great combination as a raid attacker, so this is definitely not that type of Pokemon. However, it's in the Gold Battle League where Solgaleo really shines, particularly in the Master League right now. It is currently hovering around the top 30 mark with Psychic Fangs because you do get that debuff, and it's actually a pretty bulky Pokemon, especially with that stamina stats. So Solgaleo, it is a great Pokemon to go after. The shiny has not been released in the game, so you won't be able to get the shiny, and you also will not be able to get the fusion energy for Dusk main Necrozma or Dawn Wings Necrozma, because remember, that energy only usually comes from the Necrozma raid days whenever that does come around, so you will not get that fusion energy there. Speaking of 5-star raids, let's look at our Shadow 5-star raid boss, which is only going to be around for another 2 weeks as well, which is going to be Shadow Regigigas. Guys, this is an absolute monster of a Pokemon. It has a max CP of 4913, an attack of 287, a defense of 210, and a stamina of 221, all over the 200 mark. But remember, with Shadow Pokemon, their attack gets increased by 20%, but their defense gets decreased by 20%, which means that the attacking power on Shadow Regigigas is incredibly powerful. Because it is a pure normal type, it only takes super effective damage from fighting type Pokemon, and it only resists Ghost. That being said though, there is something really, really cool about Shadow Regigigas, is that it gets access to 2 different moves that aren't normal type. It gets Thunder and Focus Blast, both very hard hitting moves. Electric and Fighting are very good raid attacking moves, so again, this could do some incredible damage for you in the right scenario. Still on raids now, and these are going to be our Mega Raids coming into rotation. So it looks like on the 16th, Mega Pidgeot will be going out, and coming in will be Mega Sableye, but only for 4 days. Remember, Mega Sableye is a Ghost and Dark type Pokemon. It's not a great raid attacking Pokemon at all. The design and the shiny are absolutely stunning. Remember, Sableye is a permanently boosted shiny Pokemon as well, so coming from raids, you do get a higher shiny rate, as well as a permanently boosted Stardust Pokemon, granting 750 Stardust per catch. But the main pull of this Pokemon is to get it to Mega level 3. The reason why is that whenever Halloween comes around, having a Dark Stroke Ghost type Pokemon at Mega level 3 to reel in all that candy, but especially that XL candy, is incredibly beneficial. And the fact that it's going to be in raids now gives you a huge opportunity, especially if you are a new or returning player, to get this to Mega level 3 way before something like Halloween comes around. But on the 21st, it's going to be a very quick rotation because Mega Absol will then be coming into rotation again. Mega Absol right now is one of the best Dark type attackers in the entire game with Brutal Swing, but unfortunately you will need an Elite Charge TM for that move. It is extremely hard hitting, and Mega Absol is a very underrated attacker. It's just a very glassy Pokemon. That being said though, another great Mega to have if you do have the hundo. Those are the raids out of the way for this week, but let's look at our calendar again. And as we know, every Monday morning at 9 AM we will be able to collect our Adventure Sync rewards. Once you do reach the 25-kilometer mark or the 50-kilometer mark, you will be able to get access to a 5-kilometer or a 10-kilometer Adventure Sync egg. Hatching from those 5-kilometer kilometer sync eggs, you can see Riolu at that Hundo CP is going to be 567. Bonsley's in there at 744. Turtoga's in there at 850. Skarmory's in there at 1204. And Archen is in there with that 100% hatch IV of 1052. Undoubtedly, and we have said this every week, but we only have 2 weeks left to hatch these Pokemon coming from this 5 kilometer egg pool, which is, of course, our top target is going to be Riolu going into Mega Lucario, the best fighting type attacker in the game. But also don't forget, you need to try and get 2 Hundos because Mega Lucario Z will be coming to the game at some point in the distant future. This is your time to try and get every Riolu encounter you can so you can try and get that Hundo. The same thing goes for Skarmory as well. Mega Skarmory will be coming to the game as well, and apparently its attack stat, including the design of this Pokemon, by the way, is so sick. I can't wait to see it in the game when it eventually does come. You do need that Hundo, but the attack stat on this Pokemon is going to make it one of the best fighting and steel type attackers in the game. I can't wait to see how this looks when it does come to the game. Don't forget as well about your 10 kilometer Adventure Sync eggs. Hatching there is going to be Dreepy with that 100% CP of 438. Beldum's in there at 558 CP. Drampaw's in there at 1665. Turtonator's in there at 1270. And Gibble's in there at 635. Beldum going into Metagross, especially Mega Metagross, is one of the best Psychic and Steel type Pokemon to have in the entire game, especially at Mega Level 3 for the Candy Gains 2. Drampaw will have a Mega coming soon. I don't think it's going to stack up against some of the other Dragon types, but again, it's always good to have a Mega as a Hundo. And of course, the big one here is going to be Gibble going into Garchomp and eventually Mega Garchomp. Mega Garchomp is currently in the top 3 ground as well as Dragon type Pokemon in the entire game. This is one Pokemon you need to get. I actually managed to catch myself a Hundo during the Go Wild area, and that's almost at Mega Level 3 because, of course, as I say every video, you want to get every single Mega at Mega Level 3 for those Candy and XL Candy gains. Just a reminder again about the 7 kilometer eggs coming from Mateo. You only have 2 weeks left before the season changes over, but it looks like coming there is going to be Galarian Corsola, Galarian Slowpoke, Hisuian Sneasel, Hisuian Growlithe, and White Stripe Basculin. All of those can be shiny. Let's get back to our calendar again, and that's not the only thing going down on Monday. Please do not forget about our Max Monday featuring Dynamax Machop. This has come into rotation a couple of times, but like it is with Chansey that we see every kind of month or every second month, there are a reason these Pokemon keep coming back, because especially for returning players, newer players, if you missed out on something like Gmax Machamp, this is probably still going to be one of your best fighting options. Let me show you why. Machamp's stats actually stack up really good against some of its competition. It has a max CP of 3455, but just have a look at that attack value of 234 as well as that stamina value of 207. This is why this Pokemon is actually a really good option. More than that, if we have a look at its fast attacks, it gets access to Karate Chop, Bullet Punch, which is a steel type move, as well as Counter. Unfortunately, it does not have a half a second fast move. I believe if it did, this could make an even bigger difference on this Pokemon. But that being said, Dynamax Machamp is something you want on your team. Try and get a 98 or a Hundo. The reason why is that it is still in your top 5 best fighting max attackers in the entire game. Of course, Gmax Machamp is going to be your best pick, but only something like Dmax Alakazam, I believe, is in second spot. So you can see why fighting types aren't that prevalent, which is why Dmax Machamp is a really good option to go after. And just to highlight the fact that you could still use this Pokemon as a raid attacker as well, including in the Master League, because right now, a level 50 Machamp in the Master League is actually pretty underrated. It's actually ranked in the top 150, but because of those fighting type moves, it can do a hell of a lot of damage. But as a fighting type attacker as well, it's still currently ranked 31, which is incredibly good, especially as a budget type attacker. Please get yourself a good Machamp. It's actually a really good all-rounder in Pokemon Go. Let's cast our eyes back to our calendar again, and on Tuesday the 17th at 10 AM, we have our first event of the week, which is going to be the return of the Lunar Year event of 2026. So you actually have 5 days to take full advantage of this event, and that's very important, and let me show you why. Let's talk about those event bonuses very quickly. You're going to get an increased chance to get lucky Pokemon in trades, including the chance to become lucky friends as well. Pokestops may turn gold without the use of a golden lure module, and we will get increased chance to encounter Shiny Blitzel, Shiny Darumaka, but they will be unlocking Shiny Ghimmighoul during this event as well. Please remember to pop your coin bag because you can only use it once a day, and you have 5 days to take advantage of this event so you can spawn roaming Ghimmighoul, which is going to give you the highest shiny rate. Remember, if you guys do want to get that coin bag in Pokemon Go, you need to send a postcard from your Pokemon Go game through to your Nintendo Switch with Pokemon Scarlet or Violet, and that's when the coin bag will become available, which will spawn roaming Ghimmighoul. Remember, you need 999 coins to evolve Ghimmighoul into Goldengo, which is actually a Steel and Ghost type Pokemon, but you will need the Candy and the XL Candy to get this thing to level 50 as well. Goldengo is actually a brilliant Pokemon in the Master League right now. Its ranking is actually very high, and even as a Ghost type attacker right now, it's hovering around the 15th spot with Shadow Ball. This Pokemon is a very sick looking Pokemon, and now we can get it shiny during this event Please do not overlook that. Use this opportunity while we have it. Spawning in the wild, we can see things like Ponyta, Galarian Ponyta, Fuecoco, as well as rare spawns for Blitzel and Darumaka. There will be a paid timed research ticket for a total cost of $2. In my opinion, this ticket is actually looking pretty solid. The timed research is going to award you 200 Pokecoins, 2 lucky eggs, 1 incense, encounters with Blitzel and Darumaka. If you are going to buy this ticket, please buy it through the web store. Once you collect enough points, you will be able to claim certain items on that track, which is very impressive, but also at no additional cost, you're going to get 5 Ultra Balls if you do purchase this ticket through the web store. The main pull of this event is undoubtedly going to be unlocking Shiny Ghimmighoul, but trust me, it is around trading Pokemon. Remember, you can trade up to 100 Pokemon per day, and during this event, you have more chance of going lucky. Please remember, we're still in the season of Precious Paths right now, and we are able to do 2 special trades per day, and of course, those special trades have a higher chance of becoming lucky too. This is one event where you want to be trading 500 Pokemon over those 5 different days. The amount of luckies you could get, the amount of incredible luckies you could get, guys, we're going to leave some results on screen. Trading Pokemon is the most underrated way to get some of the best collector's items in the game. Remember that once a Pokemon goes lucky, it has a 1 in 64 chance of being a hundo. The reason why is that when you trade a Pokemon and get a lucky, the base floor is going to be 12, 12, 12, which seriously increases your hundo odds, especially if that Pokemon is a shiny. You can see where I'm going with this. Very underrated, and it doesn't end there. Remember, because we have increased chance to become lucky friends with certain trainers, if you are already a lucky friend with a certain trainer, you do a lucky trade, because that interaction is going to be counting on the same day, you could go lucky again that exact same day. We've seen this happen with certain trainers. Please remember to trade Pokemon. Trading and getting lucky Pokemon are some of the best and most useful ways to save resources, especially like Stardust, because as we know, and if you didn't know, lucky Pokemon cost half the Stardust amount to level up fully. This is very, very underrated. That event is going to be carrying us throughout the week, but that's not the only thing going down on Tuesday. On the 17th from 6 to 7 p.m. local time is going to be the Spotlight Hour featuring Horsea, which is going to be coming with the bonus of 2 times transfer candy. Let's just focus on Horsea very quickly. This Pokemon is very, very underrated right now, especially in the Go Battle League. As Kingdra in the Great League, it is currently ranked 49th. Shadow is ranked 99th as of recording this video. The optimal IV sets you want there are going to be a 0, 15, 13, but in the Ultra League, it performs even better. The regular Kingdra is hovering around the 32nd mark, and the Shadow is around the 33rd mark. The optimal IV sets you want there is going to be a 0, 15, 15 at level 41.5, so you only need a little bit of XL candy. This Pokemon is very bulky, it's spammy, it causes a lot of shield pressure as well. In the Go Battle League, Kingdra got a big buff this season. You need to be playing this hour, especially if you do want a good Kingdra. But the other thing I want you to take advantage of as well is to make a 2 times transfer candy folder. So during this hour, as it starts or as it's about to end, once you've caught all your Horsea, select every Pokemon beforehand, put them all in a folder. Things like Dynamax Ho-Oh Raid Day, Cure Infusion Raid Day. Maybe you have a few things from Enamorous Raid Day that you've traded. Maybe some traded Pokemon that you're looking to transfer. We've seen people stack up to thousands of Pokemon in their folder, and in 1 minute they can just transfer them and get double the candy. Please remember to do this, set a reminder. Back to our calendar again, and moving on to Wednesday, it looks like the only thing we really need to worry about there is going to be the raid hour for Solgaleo. We mentioned earlier in the video how good Solgaleo is, especially in the Master League. We're going to bring up those base stats again. The stamina of this Pokemon is what really stacks up. The great thing about raiding this Pokemon as well is to try and get the candy for it, because remember, the same Cosmog candy is going to be able to power up Solgaleo, but also Lunala when that comes into rotation the very next week. So guys, try and get the candy for this Pokemon. How to really maximize that is Mega Evolve a Mega Level 3 Steel or Psychic type Pokemon in the background. At Mega Level 3, you're going to get an extra 2 candy plus an extra 25% chance of getting XL candy. This is a little hidden tip here, especially to get Cosmog candy. It's important to mention that on the 20th as well, the Go Tour LA in-person event will be live from the 20th all the way until the 23rd. If you are going to this event, the exclusive bonuses are going to be an increased chance to encounter shiny Pokemon. It's going to be half egg hatch distance, up to 6 special trades per day. Remember what we said about trading Pokemon. If you are in LA during that day, you need to be utilizing this bonuses, because that's 12 special trades on 2 days. It's going to be half the cost of trade Pokemon as well, and you can get up to 9 free daily raid passes from spinning gym discs. You guys are going to see the shiny releases of Shiny Honedge, Shiny Howlucha, as well as Shiny Klefki. There are going to be 2 new Custom Pikachu Pokemon, which is going to be Callum's hat or Serena's hat. Mega Victory Bell and Mega Malamar will be making its Pokemon Go debut, so remember to get Mega Energy for the Pokemon and try and collect your hundos. And remember, this is a brand new thing coming to the game as well. There will be a Mega Nighttime event happening at the Pokemon GO Kalos Tour, which is the first time ever, and it looks like there are going to be adding some unique gameplay, which is going to be after hours, which is awesome. It's important to mention this as well. The Precious Path season is offering certain bonuses. Like we said, we get 2 special trades per day. Please remember to trade those shiny and legendary Pokemon to take advantage of this bonus, especially in that Lunar Year event. You can get lucky Pokemon, but the other thing is that if you are going to be raiding, remember we do get an extra damage raid bonus, and if you are ultra friends with a friend, you get an additional 7% damage. If you are best friends with another trainer, you will get an additional 10% damage on these raids as well, and you can party play up as well to double your damage even more and to make sure these raids go down even easier. I just want to take this opportunity to say, because we have noticed that it looks like a lot of people watching this video right now aren't subscribed to the channel. In fact, only about 25-30% are, and the rest of you aren't. Please click that subscribe button. We bring some of the best Pokemon GO content on YouTube right now. We're very consistent. We upload these episodes every single weekend, and more than that, we cover every single event. And now that I'm mentioning that, I told you about the Lunar Year and how good it is. We are going to leave it as the end screen. We've covered every blade of grass in that video to really help you maximize the bonuses, understand trading and how it really works, and we have spelled it out as much as we can. Guys, please smash that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate your support. Go with us. We're going to be here till the end. We're growing with you guys. I'll catch you in the next one, baby.